Hello everyone, we're live. We're here for another show of When Art Becomes Life. And in these shows, we normally talk about art, communication, language, poetry, and music. Today's subject is respect. And I'm very happy to welcome my guest here, Robert J. Morris, Press, Reset, and Influence Freedom. Hello, guys, how are you today?
Hello, hello.
Hi. And as I said, we're expecting other people to join us as well, and we shall start with some questions to everyone. And by the way, my name is my name. I'm called Master Yo, and so you guys know me. And if you haven't seen me before, I have videos that you can check. Guys, what is it that you expect to take with you from this show today about respect?
Well, the knowledge that other people will know what we know. I got a couple of years
That's
on me,
right.
but you know,
That's,
everybody has to keep each other in check though, because it's easy to lose sight of things sometimes.
it's a touchy subject. It's a interesting and touchy subject as well. A little bit of difficult subject to talk about, but we should be okay because we can share experiences and we can share knowledge and we can go on from there. Uh, so, do you, Robert, have any experiences that are related to respect that I gave you true and big uh, teachings? So you like have you improved yourself through an experience in terms of respect and self-respect?
I'm talking to me.
Yeah, or
Oh,
Presley.
okay. Uh, somebody's got an echo there, I think. Okay, they killed it. Good. That was probably press. uh, yeah, have some respect, dude. I'm just joking, but yes, there's yeah, I mean, I'm 40 years old now, so I mean, of course, I've got quite a lot of experience dealing with respect issues, either receiving respect, having self-respect, and respecting others. First and foremost, before you can really uh, have an idea of what respect is about, you have to have respect for oneself first. You have to be able to respect yourself before you can respect anything or or demand respect.
That's
Um,
right.
and I mean, at 40, I mean, yeah, finally after all these years, I do feel comfortable under my skin. Um, I don't need to have like gratifications for things all the time, and live and let live kind of deal. And then on the other hand, to a certain degree, there's a certain amount of respect that everyone gets by default, but then there's also a level of respect that's also earned. It's not like carte blanche across the table. Um, I used to be like, oh, well, everyone has to have respect until they screw up. But I found out over the years that, well, there's a lot of people that screw up on a regular basis. And when they meet new people, they have a fresh slate. And they can screw up all over again, and you're just, oblivious to it.
That's right.
So, so there's that. Um, I mean, these are all very, very simple, practical explanations. But I mean, a lot of the time, what'll happen is they'll usually get obfuscated by the situation at hand, and you won't see it coming until it's too late. And then when respect has been breached, well, then you got to deal with it, however you deal with it.
That's right. Yeah. So how would you deal in a situation when someone does not respect you? You see that someone is not respecting you. Are you gonna go tell them, or are you just gonna walk away and respect yourself for that?
Well, here's how I know. I mean, in some cases, I'm a little bit jaded, so I have no problem walking away from people. But at the same time, like there's different avenues. I mean, uh, you know, somebody could just have not enough respect to walk into a room and you know, I don't know, not help with a situation when you see somebody struggling. I mean, those are the things I get kind of pissed off about. When it's I usually don't get mad about the big huge things. You know, if somebody crashes my car or burns down my house, I probably would be less upset than if somebody slighted me.
That's right, because the psychological, it's different when they do something to your stuff, and it's different when they do something to your psyche. It's very different. At this point, I want to welcome Truth. Now,
Hey, Truth.
What is it? No.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm gonna get used to that, Truthy. I'm gonna get used to that. I want to welcome you to our show. In our show, we speak about the name of our show is When Art Becomes Life. We speak about art, poetry, language, music, and communication. And today's subject is respect.
Absolutely.
And speaking of respect, I'm going to call you Truth Redefined.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Robert.
So we have done a little bit of an introduction here, and later on we're gonna go read some anything relevant, read some poems or anything spoken word, anything that anyone has prepared in respect to respect. But I have a question for you. Oh, sorry, Truth, we cannot hear you.
You can't hear me.
Yeah,
No.
It sounds
I hear
like
you
you're
fine.
it sounds like you're inside my head.
I hear you fine, man.
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
So I have a question for you, Truth. What is that you expect to take with you from this show? And also, what experiences, big or small, do you have relating to the subject that you can share with us today?
From this show, I guess from the show, I hope that people see that I am just a real person. I guess that's simple. And as far as art to life, I've been an artist all of my life. I've painted, I've skateboarded, I've played music, I've done everything, and I do see the correlation with art and life because without art, life is pretty dull. And I don't know. I think that art is important to express many things, whether it be your feelings or whether it be your outlook on your political situation or whatever. And that's pretty much it.
That's right. Thank you so much for that. Influence or Prezi, would you like to answer the questions too, or shall we continue?
Well, as far as respect in general for myself and having respect for myself or for others, that's just something that is an endless work in progress. I'll do things and I'll realize that I was being disrespectful, even though at first I didn't think I was being disrespectful to people. I interrupt people a lot of times in a conversation, so I know that that's disrespectful. So respect is a work in progress. One of the ways I try to work with respect is through how I treat people diplomatically. I notice that if you try to be more diplomatic with people, it tends to help with the respecting people. I'm a jokester, so I like to crack jokes all the time, and some people don't. They see it as disrespecting them, but I don't mean to be disrespectful. But at the same time, I don't want to change who I am. I am a person that likes to crack jokes. So
yeah, I get that all the time to myself.
I understand. You see the thing with diplomacy influence. Here in Cyprus, we have it as a bad thing. So would you say that it's a good thing? Does it depend on the intention? How do you look at it from this kind of perspective? How is it for you?
Well, I think that if you're somebody who tries to observe and analyze what people are saying and trying to understand what they're expressing from their heart, from one person to another person, you're you're listening to them and you're trying to show them the respect they deserve for their feelings. And the diplomacy is by recognizing that and helpfully being able to help in a situation or something that shows that you care enough about what that person's saying without stepping on anybody's toes or causing hurtful feelings. That they kind of work together. Some people don't like to be diplomatic, right? You know, and I can understand that because they feel it might cause problems for themselves. But for me, I kind of see them together as each other, because when you move as much as I did as a kid and stuff, you always have to try to be diplomatic too, because you don't want to go into into new places and stuff being hothead or disrespectful, right? So you kind of have to learn a different way of being. I don't know how to explain it.
Influence.
Yeah.
When you were moving around, did you find that by being diplomatic, you tended to keep more pen pals, not burn as many bridges, and try and keep options open for the future?
Well, I wouldn't say I had options open for the future, but I definitely, people seen that I, actually cared enough about what they were saying and stuff, and I didn't come in with an attitude or anything, you know what I mean? And so it just made it smoother transitions in a lot of cases, unless you just went someplace where people just were looking for fights. But even with people that have been looking for fights, right, I've been able to stop so many fights from happening because of that,
Yeah.
So, but it's a work in progress.
I understand. So influence, just for our viewers to understand too, we're not talking about the kind of diplomacy of a politician, because that's the liar side.
Yeah, no.
Diplomacy. We're talking about the diplomacy of the intention of understanding, listening to someone, and being there for them, and being there for yourself at the same time, which sometimes is a pretty hard thing to do, but when it comes to respect, you understand where to put the barriers and
the biggest thing is to not be dismissive. I think what happens is as soon as you're dismissive, you're sending off the signals that you're not concerned with what they think, and it's not going to change anything. And I don't think anybody wants to feel A, unimportant, and B, ignored.
No.
I think
feel that.
Like
no one.
Respect is it's a two-way street, of course, but I mean, respect isn't just how you treat somebody. Respect is also how somebody feels about the way they've been treated.
That's right.
It's an asynchronous, bi-directional thing.
And I guess this is with everything, because someone treats us a specific way, but what we feel is because of us. Pressy, would you like to add something, love?
Sorry?
I was talking to Pressy because we didn't hear him. Press, are you there?
Oh, sorry. My mic was on mute.
Okay.
I think Rob sort of hit it on the head. Well, it's a combination of two things, right? So I think it comes in the form of acknowledgement, and I think that's a huge part of respect. Like, realizing somebody's there, letting them either have their space or letting them have something to say, right? But also it comes in the form of like a mutual thing where you sort of respect the fact that you can respect a million things, but I think one of the most respectable things is that when people respect you, you respect that. And at least that's what I have come across. That's what I think, at least. That's just how I give respect, how I choose to give respect to the utmost, right? Is that if they, respect me, I'm going to respect them back. Like, and, I think that works out, yeah.
It's like when you meet somebody on the street. Like, if you meet somebody on the street and you smile and just say hi, I mean, they might not want to talk to anybody, but they might not return the smile, but there's no way they're going to be nasty to you because you just respected their feelings. And I
That's
mean, like,
right.
it's not like you sneered at them as you walk by, like "F you" and walk away, because then that could lead to fisticuffs. But I mean, yeah, I mean, and we learned that in sales, like, and it's a simple emotional reaction. When you say hi to someone, say it with a smile. And I mean, like 9 times out of 10, that'll get you a lot further than without doing that.
That's right. But this smile needs to come from the heart. I want to go back to
Yes.
press reset. So you say press that is some kind of a mirror, right?
Yeah, I think it's a mirror, and I think that's the perfect way to describe it, actually. And I think that really applies to a lot of different things, but especially respect, because as soon as somebody loses, think about it. If someone loses their respect for you, you're going to lose your respect for them, because you're like, well, fuck them. Like...
Well, not necessarily, because if you have respect yourself, you might be able to respect the fact that you might have actually been in error. You might have been in error yourself, and if you have enough respect for their feelings, you can admit to being wrong,
Yeah.
and then that becomes a bridge building.
No,
Well,
that is actually... Yeah.
That's
Speaking
right.
on the topic, like, I mean, sure, like, I'm sure many people lost respect for me on previous incidents, but the thing is, like, the thing people have to realize is that everyone makes judgment mistakes, and everyone is human and will speak on emotion. And although many people may have lost respect for me, I don't necessarily think I lost respect for anybody in the process. It's just it's part of the learning game. You're gonna.
Yeah.
For me, what I've learned from everything is that what gets under my skin, what pisses me off, and how to not let that happen ever again. And I look at it as a blessing, more or less.
That's very well said, dude. And I'd like to rephrase what I said, actually. It only happens when the other individual, right, sort of isn't conscious and aware of their own, I guess, what actually, whatever the deal may be, like, just...
It's being comfortable under your own skin. It really is about having some respect for yourself and being able to be comfortable with the situation. I mean, hey, like, truth.
To be confident too.
I could have freaked out about those videos, but I just had, I had a sense of humor about it. It's like, whatever, that's cool.
Well, they were funny, and I have to.
I thought so.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean,
as I said before, it's a really big subject, and it's a touchy subject too, because if we don't respect ourselves, then this subject is going to make us uncomfortable. And as a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, told me the other day, and he was right 100%, is that it's okay to say no to the question, do you respect yourself? And to say no, I don't, because this is the kind of realization that you need to have in order to respect yourself later on. But if you're lying to yourself, if someone asks you, do you respect yourself, and you say, yes, I do, and you don't, then you're lying to yourself, and that means you're not looking for possible solutions. Guys, I want to continue. Do you have anything to read? I'll let you go first. Do you have anything to read?
I actually do. I've got something.
I've got some spoken word to read as well. Actually, a poem, actually.
Okay, shall we start from Truth, Robert, if that's okay with you?
Yep.
We start from Truth and then we go to Robbie.
Fury's in chat, though. He makes a good point. He said, I respect people who admit they don't know everything. And that's a great point. Knowing that you don't know something, or knowing what you don't know, is a very important factor about being humble, and that's respecting the room. Countless times I'd be around professionals who just won't admit that they're a little bit unawares of something, and they'll dance around it. But just say you don't know. Ask questions. That's respect for everybody.
Yeah, right. If you don't know, if I don't know something, I ask straight away, even if it's the stupidest thing on earth. Even if you tell me cut, and I tell you what is a cut, I can do that. I have respect for myself in order to be able to ask questions and know what the other person is talking about, and as well as ask questions. So I respect myself because I'm learning, and I respect the other person because I'm understanding what he or she is talking about.
Yeah.
So let's go to Truth Undenied, and let's start with some reading.
All right. Well, this is actually pretty quick. I actually started a journal when I was homeless several years ago, and I'll just go ahead and start. It says, "Suspended in thought. Why can't I just break away? All of my searching and hoping to find some vague answers to what I don't even know. The general questions of my own foundation. Like a warrior, I continue my own uncertain fate." And that's pretty simple. But at the time, it really had more or less to do with, again, you come full circle. You think that you're doing all right, and back to square one. At that time, I was, again, like I said, I was homeless, and but the thing, I was sitting in a park with a bunch of kids playing on the side, and I wrote. I mean, there's a lot more I wrote in here, but that was just kind of the first page, the first start. And it resonates with me even still. I don't even know what I'm searching for now. All I know is that I'm searching, and that's kind of the premise of everything that I do.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
And I want to say something, because I haven't been homeless, but I've been in a very difficult situation where everything was broken. I had no job. My house was very cold, and I cannot even describe the situation I was in right now. It's going to take a long time. Everything was broken in my house. There was water coming from the ceiling. A very difficult situation. And I found that I really learned how strong I am there. And there is when you write the best of stuff. Do you agree with that, Truth?
100%. In that time, I was so distraught, I guess is the best word for it, and I didn't really understand what was going on. And I wrote a lot of stuff, and it really was more about the inner being of what I was really all about. It brought that perspective after the fact. And I didn't read any of this journal until maybe a year ago, and I was homeless, like, I don't know, 3 years ago. So 2 years from the experience and then catching back up, it's like, wow, I kind of see what I've been, what I was into and what went on. It's an interesting thing that this life is nothing but a test, is what I see it as.
Yeah.
A big one as well.
I agree.
A little test.
I agree 100%.
And yes, Robert, and also not a test, a school test, because the school test, they give you the questions, they give you the answers. This life does not give you the questions, does not give you the answers, does not give you, does not give you a lot of things. So you have to work for yourself.
I was just going to say that. You have to, this entire existence, everything about it, all the tools that you need are right there in front of you. You just got to be able to A, see them, and B, utilize them. And there's always more than one way to skin a cat as well. Like, there's not one right way, and there's not one wrong way. There's varying levels and degrees of each way in all methods. And it's something I learned. I too was transient several times in my life.
I was homeless, and but
I was too.
I never asked for government assistance. I never asked for any help from anyone. I did crash on people's couches, and I slept in my car, and I did that. But I crawled out of that hole myself. I mustered the strength from my own being, and worked my ass off. I was working 3 jobs just to find a place to live. I lived in a terrible place for 6 months until I finally was able to get back to center. But the thing is, all that experience, all it did was richen my life overall.
Yeah, I wasn't always a good guy. I was hosing the government for money for a while when I was young, and I kind of lived both sides, which is why I kind of understand it. And I've changed my ways now. At this age, now I work like a son of a bitch. I was just in a city where there was just extremely high unemployment rate and no training, and we were a bunch of punk ass kids who didn't know what to do, didn't even know how to swing a hammer. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean,
You have been, I can see, Robert, that you have been through a lot because it obviously shows experience is the one we take with us, and knowledge from that experience is what we take with us. And I can see that with you. And
thanks.
yeah, I respect you, brother.
I appreciate that. I respect you as well.
Pressy, do you want, Robert? Do you want to
Yeah.
read your? Yeah.
Do you see this ratty book? I bought this at a dollar store in 1999, and I was hitchhiking back and forth between Kitchener-Waterloo, Toronto, and Hamilton, which they're all spread out about 130 kilometers apart from each other roughly, and it was like a triangular pattern until I eventually moved to Kitchener-Waterloo and started up a business that I ran for 5 years. But it took me 10
Right.
years to fill up this book with poetry and spoken word and just a stream of consciousness. Now, this one that I wrote is, at its core, is about respecting oneself and in order to set things right around you. And that's pretty much the core, though. And respect is at the core of it. So, and unfortunately it's not as short as Truth's is, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
Most of it rhymes.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
it goes, upon us now, in an age of new things, lies the onset of discovery, one that shall bring a message to all for every species, of plant, mammal, paramecium, reptile, or insect. We must protect. We must inspect. We must set right the balance we've upset, whether formulated or obfuscated to be otherwise fucked. Eventually, this planet will run out of luck. At the point, we've accomplished nothing, you see, but exploit our weaknesses in society. But it's the naivety of a child that grows into ignorance, especially when education slows. Where does this leave us? In a world full of war. We don't learn from mistakes, we just learn to make more. How can this work if we are really good? Does this show us that no things aren't understood? As much as we thought, so my heart cries out to stop this madness. Don't leave room for doubt. How can we believe this when we're this naive? Is everyone mad in the world except me? This only tells us that some hold the key, but it won't amount to shit unless our numbers increase. And we can slowly turn over a new hemp leaf, remove from the people poverty and grief, break away from that which causes pain, break away from the acquisition of monetary gain, break out of the chains that we've made for each other, the 9-to-5 punch card, the financial mother. Take away what is spoiled, but keep what constructs. Information's the key, and for that we have luck. Don't judge till thine own self has been condemned. Don't watch a man suffer without a hand length. Don't point out to another what you yourself cannot see, and don't suggest to be something you yourself cannot be. Don't pass off a smile for less than it's worth. Whatever it takes, don't quit that search. In finding the key to yourself and mankind, use your head and your heart and have a clear mind.
Wow, Robbie, this is amazing and very, very beautiful. And it also reminds me of respecting nature, because when we respect people, when we respect ourselves, we also have to respect nature, and the whole unit of nature, and we have to respect. Sorry, I cannot put it
It's
as I
it has
think in it.
synergy. It's a synergy with everything around you. It's
Yes, yes, it's the energy with everything around you, so you have to respect kind of the flow. You have to respect the flow and the timing.
yeah, like
That's amazing.
respect isn't one of those things that you only put on for a show for someone who understands it. I mean, you know, um, a park bench deserves respect, so that way when somebody comes by it, they don't see some crap carved on it or something. You know what I mean? Like and it's not just so that it can be witnessed. It's something that you can walk away with knowing that you've done it, and those ripples flow outwards into the universe.
hmm Yeah, I agree completely. I want to hear from Pressy or Influence. Do you have anything to share? Would you like to say something?
Press had to go, so he's not.
Oh, sorry, because I'm sharing pictures here. I didn't realize. That's fine. Influence, do you have anything to share, love?
No,
Even
I have.
even you just talking, that's enough for me. Like um uh, you're amazing to me, so I respect you completely, and I love when you talk, and even when you talk, you don't need to write something down. Even when you talk, I love it.
Oh, thanks, hon. No, but I don't have anything written down, sweetie.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll continue with my what I wrote. I wrote this a while back, and it's a bit personal, but I will still share it. And I hope this helps many girls out there to respect themselves. How do you feel when everyone treats you like the pretty girl? How do you feel when everyone treats you like the stupid girl? How do you feel when everyone treats you like the heartless girl? How do you feel when everyone treats you like a bitch that would do anything for money? There's always two sides to every story. Make your story count. Stand up. Do not accept everything that others see in you. Accept how you like to see yourself and work towards it by your words, thoughts, and actions. Respect you. So, what I want to say now, looking back to this, and by help through my friends and through my very loved person that I have, um, I want to say that when I wrote this, I didn't realize that I didn't have respect in myself. That's why I allowed those people to see me in such a way, and I was seeing myself in such a way as well. So, without wanting to talk a lot about this, I'm just gonna say, women, respect yourselves. If there is something that you think that someone does, a guy does, or anyone in your environment that is not respectful, you should tell them right on. You know, you don't have to be the, oh, I'm not gonna get angry or I'm not gonna get frustrated. No, you get frustrated because that's not fair, that's not respectful to you. So, um, by saying that, I want to continue. By the way, other people could come on the show as well. I'm welcoming everyone to come on the show at this point for more discussions, and they're very welcome to ask me for the link. Um, and Truth and Denied as well. Oh my God, I'm still calling him Truth and Denied. Truth, are you here?
I'm here.
I'm gonna I'm gonna get used to it. I'm gonna get used to it. Right now, I want to go and look into uh, the actual meaning of the word respect, if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
If I find it here, I wrote
Actually,
it somewhere.
before you do that, while you're looking it up, I would like to explain the name change to Truth Nawal, and Nawal actually has
Oh
meaning.
yeah, of course. Go
It has
ahead.
meaning in several things, but you know, probably the most common knowledge representation of it is the other side of awareness or even knowledge. And you know, of everything I've been through, kind of in the 2 years that I've done this YouTube, I've learned a lot and seen a lot happen. And really, the idea of Truth of Nawal or Truth Nawal is to kind of get into the idea of understanding the other side of awareness and the, you know, the dream state or your astral state, whatever you want to call it. It really is about that for me, and that's kind of, you know, I got involved with things that I necessarily didn't have my heart in, and to me, shamanism, whatever you want to call it, Nawal, that is where my heart lies, and that's kind of the direction I would like to go. And I think it falls in perfectly with the theme of the show tonight, as art is
Okay,
life.
it does. It does. And sorry for cutting you, but I have something to tell you
Go
right
for it.
now because it's very relevant. I want to tell you that, let me find it, one second. Sorry about that. The etymology of the word freedom in Greek, you're gonna love this. It's very relevant. So, well, I need to find it. So the word freedom in Greek is eleftheria, right? Oh, and it comes from the word eleftho, which means I'm coming, and the word eros, which means love. Yeah? So this literally means to follow. Freedom means to follow your heart. So to follow that thing that it is that you love doing and that it is thing that you find pleasure in. So whatever births eros is love. Whatever births love in your soul. How do you like that?
That's amazing, and that actually that could be another definition for Nawal. Again, and Nawal has very different meanings, and that's again why I chose it, because it has so many different meanings.
Brilliant. I'll send it to you. Let me try to write it down because I want people to see this.
Cool.
I really want people to see this. I need to open a pad or something. Okay, so and I'll screen share. Sorry, I'm taking so long. I'm trying to find my way around stuff.
No worries. It's your show. Do how you do.
Oops, I went on my Facebook. Okay, here it is. I hope everyone can see. This is the word eleftheria, eleftheria, and in capital Greek is called eleftheria. Okay, so this means freedom, and it's made up from two words, eleftheria. The ancient Greek words are eleftho and ero. Eleftho, no, this is wrong. Eleftho means I'm coming, and ero means erotas, love. We have many in Greek. We have many words for love. It's not just love. We have erotas, love, and we have other words that I cannot remember right now. So this means whatever births love in your soul. That's why it's so important to choose and follow, and follow our dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that, and
Well,
I cannot
something I
thank
like.
you enough, guys, for. Oh, this is when I'm screen sharing. I'm on Google Plus, and this is what happens.
Something I like to add is the shaman's prayer, and it's something that I've actually stuck with me for a long time, and I can kind of explain it after I'm done. But it says, "I am already given to the power that rules my fate. I cling to nothing, so I have nothing to defend. I have no thoughts, so that I will see. I fear nothing, so that I will remember myself. detached and at ease, so I will dart past the eagle to be free. And what this basically is saying is that you more or less I cling to nothing so that I have nothing to defend. It's the deletion of self-importance. I have no thoughts so that I will see. Again, when you eliminate that mirror of self-reflection, you can see past yourself. I fear nothing, so I'll remember myself. And when you have
Wow.
no fear, you delete that fear. So as you're balanced and centered, and you can remember yourself for what you really are, as nothing but a human. And detached and at ease, I will dart past the eagle to be free. Well, the eagle is what they called God or the universe, or more or less in ancient times. And to be detached and at ease means that you're not connected to anything, so that in the time you can be free of it all. And that's something that I always hold true to, and I've always remembered over time.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got a
I
short
love
one along that
I
same
love when I
lines
hear
actually.
you, Truth. I love when I hear you. You're so wise. I love it. Um, so let's continue with here because this is. I feel like my show took the kind of a lecture, but it's okay. It's fine. I want to go back to reading an actual no, an actual what respect means. So, respect, one explanation of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. Second explanation, due regard for the feelings, wishes, or rights of other people, of others. And and I want to say the same thing in Greek, if that's okay for my Greek friends to hear, if that's okay with you guys. Σεβασμός. Ένα. Η εκτίμηση που δείχνουμε σε κάποιο πρόσωπο για τα ψυχικά και πνευματικά του χαρίσματα και τα κάθε λογής προσόντα του. 2. Η τήρηση και η εκούσια συμμόρφωση σε νόμο, διάταξη, όρο. 3. Η συμπεριφορά απέναντι σε κάτι που δεν προσβάλλει ή απειλεί την ταυτότητά του, την ιδιαιτερότητά του ή την ίδια του την ύπαρξη. Και λέξεις που βρίσκονται πάνω σε αυτό είναι σέβας, σεβαστικός, σέβομαι, σεβάσμιος, ασεβής, ευσεβής. I just read the words that come from the word respect, because in Greek we have a root word and then we make other words from it. Do you have anything to say, guys, about that? And I will continue with.
Well, first I'd say, or I guess the one thing I have to say is, damn, you you speak other languages, I guess more rapidly than English, I guess.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you, Truth. I'm trying to learn Asian Greek right now, actually.
Cool.
Awesome. All I speak is English.
Well, I'm here to, at some point, I want to, with God's help, I want to start teaching Asian Greek. But that is a long way from here. But I will teach while I'm learning. I will teach through my shows, because I believe in Greek is such a semasiological language. It has a lot of an etymological language. So you find the actual meaning of the words in the word, like I showed you with eleftheria. You learn only with the language, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason I want to learn Asian Greek, and also I want to read the Bible in Asian Greek as well. I understand, when I read the Bible in Asian Greek, I understand a lot, but not everything, and I want to understand everything.
Cool.
Yeah. And I will teach you guys. As I learn, I will teach you as well. Because I'm learning stuff from you. You're learning stuff from me, and this is all it's about, I believe. And I strongly believe that. And we're here for each other, and we're all in this together. We have to have our individuality, but we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
At the end of the day, like what I kind of want to bring to the table, like as far as teaching people goes, is how just to get through adversity. I mean, screw all these little, battles and these little wars that we have amongst each other and stuff like that, because they're all kind of insignificant when you look at the big picture. And I mean, survivability is one thing. I mean, I've been in a situation where I've had to survive, and some of it's by my own doing, of course. Some of it's just by my environment, and ultimately it's my doing, though. Because how you handle things as you go, and that's the biggest thing, is to take ownership of that, right? And yeah, I just had this little passage I wanted to read to you guys, and it was about how I had to move from one city to the other, and I was on the street for about 3-4 weeks. Ended up in a shelter for 3 months, and then got a place. And then I got my stuff back from my dad's place a city away, and I got my book back, and I wrote this, and it says, "Whoa, that was a crazy release. Torment uprooted by its own convictions, setting me free, reminding me that I'm alive. Where somewhats rule the roost, but there's one absolute. It is that I'm alive, resurrected, restored, and restarted, a little refurbished and slightly retarded, by blind serenity, which is my shield, my blade, my fortress, and my Achilles heel. In the end, who knows where it's going? It just feels good to continue on growing." And that's it.
Nice. You guys write nice things.
That's
Very nice.
brilliant. Sorry, I didn't catch everything because I was in the chat telling to people that we welcome any questions, and if they have something that they would like us to read or anything like that. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. You'll hear it in the
Robert.
replay.
Yeah, I will do, because I always go back to my shows and listen to everything for a second time, so I can learn more and I can be there 100%. Because obviously when you are on the shows, there's a lot of things going on. There's a chat. I'm trying to be here as much as possible, of course.
Oh yeah.
And I'm here.
Absolutely.
I'm listening. I don't think I showed anything different.
No, that's cool. That's you're right. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. Sometimes I just I delegate by abdication of my duties.
So we said about. Did we say about where the word respect comes from? In Greek? No, we didn't.
Yes. All
Yes, we
right,
did.
never mind.
I thought we did.
You did.
We said about the word freedom.
Oh, the etymology
You're
of freedom.
correct. You're correct.
Yep.
Yeah. So the word respect means in Greek means sevasmos, and it comes from the word sovo, which means I'm pushing something with power. This is the best explanation I can, the best translation I can give right now. And as I said before, I said about the other words that come from the word respect. But that's that. And I'm really enjoying this show. Are you guys enjoying this show?
Absolutely.
I'm enjoying myself. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just listening.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So I have a little bit of other things to share, and then other people can start coming in. I don't mind at all. Influence here wrote a lot about the actual meaning of respect. Influence, do you want to read a little bit of antonyms and stuff like that?
Oh
Do
no,
you want
no,
the verbs and
no. These are just the just from the
Yeah,
definition.
from the internet.
Like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
the definition. So
Yeah.
everyone can go and look up the definition for a deeper understanding. I'm gonna share my screen again, and I'm gonna go to Eusebia. So this is how the word is written in Greek, Eusebia. Eusebia. Okay? And I got this from the internet, and I want to read it a little bit so we can, yeah, so we can discuss about it. For Platonists are the Greek, ancient Greek. Eusebia means right contact in regard to the gods. So we see respect from another view now to respect to the gods. This is what the Platonists meant by respect. For the Stoics, I don't know who the Stoics are, knowledge of how God should be worshipped. So if we take in respect that, can you guys see the letters?
Yes.
Okay. If we take in respect that the God lives inside of us, that means that does that mean that we should worship each other? How do you see that truth? Truth?
Sorry, my mic was muted. But I'm glad that you
Oh,
actually asked me first because I do actually have some insight on this. And as far as God being inside of us, yes, God is inside of us, but we are a reflection of God, which is the infinity, the spirit, the great being that resides over everything, and we are all one and the same. We are not gods ourselves, but we have a piece of God within us all,
I understand.
because again, we are the reflection. But that being said, being the reflection doesn't mean that we're anything special. We're all we're all tied into the great spirit, and that's personally how I see it through my understanding. And I know people disagree with that, but we really are. We do have God within inside of us, but it is only through the outside. It's a kind of a contradiction or a paradox. God is outside, yet He is inside all of us at the same time, and
And I
it's kind of
agree
hard to wrap your head
completely.
around. But
I agree completely with what you're saying, and this is how I feel. This is exactly how I feel.
well, good. I think that's a lot of people like get on this Gnosticism side of things and look as God is within, but they forget that God is also outside of us too. And
Hmm.
that's just how I see it through my understanding. And I know people don't. Everybody's perspective is different, and I appreciate that. But you got to find what resonates with you in particular.
That's right. I'm going to continue then. Here, in ancient Greek religion and myth, the concept of Eusebia is anthropomorphized as the demon. Does it say demon here? Demon? Or, oh, in Greek it's demon. Demon means wise in Greek, of piety, loyalty, duty, and filial respect. I don't know what filial means. Anyone knows what filial means?
I do not.
What's the word? How is it spelled?
It's Filial.
Can you highlight it there? Oh,
Yeah, of course. Do you guys want me to? Oops, what am I doing? Let me find it. Yeah, do you
yeah.
guys want me to put the letters a little bit bigger?
Are you presenting to everyone? 'Cause I don't know if the public can see it.
I'm presenting to everyone, yeah. So
Cool,
this
cool.
is the word um this is the word fil Filial.
Talal.
Filial respect.
I'm just trying to figure its root. Is it like an ultimate kind of an upper level of respect? I'm not sure exactly.
Let's
Can't put my
let's
finger on it.
ask Google.
Yeah, ask Google.
Yeah, I'm terrible with other languages, and maybe Latin a little bit. I can help with Latin, but other than that,
Yeah, relating to or due from a son or daughter.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
it's a special type of respect. Okay, yeah,
it's a special type of respect,
yeah.
right?
I wasn't sure exactly how it applied, but yeah, okay, that makes sense.
According to one source, her husband is Nomos. Nomos means law, and their daughter is Dike, goddess of justice and fair judgment. In other tellings, Dike is the daughter of god Zeus and of goddess Themis. Themis means order. The Roman equivalent is pietas. I don't know how to say that because it's not Greek. So what you guys do? So we see when we go into mythology, we see that people that wrote those stories, they really wanted to explain special um, concepts to us, and for our own understanding and for our own development. So we respect those people, we respect them that they left such a good work behind them, such a brilliant work for us to be able to look at everything. Um, okay. Do you guys want to say something about that? Robert?
I missed that last part because I kind of got caught up in the chat there for a quick sec.
isn't that a bitch, Robert? Like being able to try to talk in the side chat at the same time. Like
It's
our minds should be better than that.
It's so difficult, I know. But it's okay, we can take breaks. I don't think people that are listening to us have any problem with that.
could you repeat the question for me there, Yoda?
Yeah, of course. I said that I was reading uh, the thing. No, sorry. I said that in philosophy and in mythology, they put those people that wrote mythology, and the whole mythology from word to word, from mouth to mouth, was was stories, so we can go back and help ourselves in our own development.
I don't know if I fully believe it. I believe it to a degree. I don't know about its accuracy. I mean, yes, I know how the Native American Indians, like they definitely did it. They did it by passing down secret knowledge by word of mouth. I know that for a fact. I don't know much about the rest because I mean they had very very intricate languages and ways of storing and recording information. So I don't know if they would have lost that ability. Uh, you know, I'm not sure. I really don't have a comment on it per
Yeah,
se.
well, most stories at the ancient times were from mouth to mouth. Obviously, the story maybe it was a little bit when it's from mouth to mouth, it was a little bit broken because from mouth to mouth the story changes. But that's why we have so much art and statues and the Parthenon and all these to show us the story, to show us how we can develop ourselves
Yeah. Well,
for
it's
that.
in cultures that had very complex language structures. I mean, they had many words to describe the same thing. like many different words to describe one specific thing in a different context, whereas the Native Americans, they had pretty much one word for each thing. They didn't have a redundant language system. So again, like I don't know how that would like apply. I can only talk about what I know. Um, but I can see how things can get obfuscated being passed down, because if you have the same word can describe many things, or many words can describe one thing, then you can definitely get a change of context as it gets passed down, right? If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
I don't
and
know.
this is where art comes in. When we pass down information, the best way is art. For me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Art definitely. Art, architecture. Everybody had a reason to do something, especially in older cultures. Now, some would argue that a lot of art could also be elitist propaganda and programming, of course. But I mean, that's arguable, right? I mean, for the most part, though, artists on the up and up through the ages, I mean, are the same no matter what generation you're from. Uh, I'm sure Truth probably agrees. I mean, like any artist is an artist trying to get a name for himself, whether it's 1200s or if it's 1986, right? Um,
There are many artists out there with a message. We cannot
Well,
put them
mhm.
all in the same boat.
well, to add on that, I think, yes, I mean, being an artist myself, I'm a painter and a musician as my two main art forms, but I did do like art shows and stuff like that. I've sold some art, and but really for me, what it came down to was the expression that I could not do in words, and that's really what it was all about. Is you get those feelings out that you can't express any other way, but through your art, you don't know how to express it. It can't fit into
That,
Yeah.
words,
oh my
and
God,
Sometimes,
you remind.
sometimes you don't even know how. Sometimes you don't even know how to express it in the art. It's just the outlet, and it's up to interpretation, and that's I think the beauty of art, because everybody can walk away with something different from it, and that's probably the biggest thing I take away from art, because I like it when I see critics go and start ripping apart something, and it's like shut up, you pretentious so and so, like
yeah, yeah, I
but
agree.
Yes, and I want to say that you reminded me of something in truth, because it's unbelievable how many years I would be like, I want to express myself, but I cannot because my language is so limited. And this is what, when I get pissed off with English, is because my language, my vocabulary, and um, for me, my vocabulary is not enough. For me, I want to do better, and um, and I really want to do better at that, because I
Yeah,
want to find a way to express myself exactly. I want to express myself exactly how I have things in my mind and in my heart. So
well, something like the English language, because it's such a crazy language in itself, no matter what continent you're on. Uh, I find that I play games. I play word games. I use double entendres, meanings, hidden meanings. I don't know. I kind of play with the words, and I don't know how many other languages you can really do that with effectively. I mean, Uh, I like seeing Japanese movies when they get converted to English, and how simple and robotic they sound. Or actually, the best, sorry, is back like in the '90s, when you get like Chinese products that would come over here, and they would try their best to make like an English manual, and like, oh, I would die laughing. I used to work in electronics retail back then, and occasionally, I go out shopping for things at the flea markets and that, so I find knockoffs of other products that were Chinese, and you look in the manuals, and they were just ridiculously like worded. And they didn't have Google Translate back then, right? So
No, they didn't. So there was a lot of work, but they were more concentrated, maybe more concentrated on what they were
I don't
having
know
in
about
front of
that.
them.
I don't know about that. I don't know if making a phone call to an English-speaking relative probably would have been a good solution.
Yeah, I want to say I'm trying to find a quote about language from Platon. I found it. I'm just gonna share it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Cool.
So, uh, and I have to find the translation too because it's difficult to translate sometimes. So, Πλάτων, η διαφθορά της γλώσσας προκαλεί διασάλευση του λογικού, which means, let's go to Google Translate, it will help us out. The corruption of language causes disturbance of logic, and I can so see that. That's why it's so important to go at the etymology of words so we can comprehend the actual meaning and our logic could restore itself.
Yeah. Definitely.
I got a little poem about expressionism. Here's a few lines. It goes, when I run out of ways to express myself, I find a new way to arrest myself, to be in contempt of my ridiculous ways, to settle a personal score that always stays. And out of the box I explode, like Pandora's surprise that we all loathe. How feeble-minded that back pressure, how one-sided the lack of measure. My God, then it's over as the dust settles, a place set aside for every particle, and things remain just as before. Same old day, same old score.
That's brilliant. And but I'm not gonna keep this live for a very long time because I have things to do today. But I would really like to come back on the same subject. I was waiting for some people to come in, but I don't see them. I send them invites through the Google Plus account, so if they want to check that out, that would be lovely. And
Yeah.
and I'm gonna wait a little bit until they come in. I'm looking forward to hear you guys what else you have to say about the subject. But I will do a second show on the same subject, maybe in the middle of the week, so we can continue with this because it's such a big subject, and I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, speaking of respect, basically, I think respect, what it comes down to, I think we mentioned it earlier, you do have to have respect for yourself before you can have respect for anyone else. But respect, when it comes down to it, is basically, if you can disagree with other people and their perspectives, but you have to be able to understand where they're coming from, because we're all individuals here on this planet. We all understand things differently, and it is all an individual experience for all of us.
And so, on the same note, though, blowing sunshine up their butts is also kind of disrespectful, because you kind of, I think, out of respect, you might want to let somebody know that they could be possibly incorrect and that they should possibly rethink something.
Absolutely.
I mean, it does kind of, there's definitely a middle ground for sure.
And You know, I disagree with a lot of people out there because I'm so strong in my side of things, but that doesn't mean that I'm right. It just means that's my perspective. And as well as I do respect other people's perspectives, although I may not disagree with it, I'm trying harder and harder to agree to disagree, more or less, to understand people's perspectives and maybe learn something from it, because I do feel it is important that we learn from everyone else around us. That makes us grow as people individually.
Yeah. Well, that's
An
so.
idiot is attempting to reach you on your cellular device.
What's
That's
going
why.
on?
Is attempting to reach you on your cellular device.
That's why I think.
Apparently, go ahead, sir.
That's why I think respect is something that is. It's a continuous process. It never ends, because there is so many different individual beliefs, understandings, culture, and whatnot. What we think is respectful to one person might be viewed by another as disrespectful. As a matter of fact, I went through this recently with somebody where somebody was asking me the questions, do you know? So they were asking me a question, do you know that dolphins do this, or do you know that dolphins do that? Well, they kept saying, do you know, so much that at one point I said, look, I'm not a freaking dolt. I understand this about dolphins already. And he didn't understand why I got upset. And it's because oftentimes when somebody's talking down to you, they will say things like, do you know? But at the same time, when somebody's genuinely trying to ask you a question, they're also going to say, do you know? And yet culturally, he viewed that as he wasn't being disrespectful, and I viewed it as being disrespectful. And I, had this long drawn out lesson over this, just something as simple as the words, do you know? And yet, again, with that same thing, somebody was asking somebody else I know the same thing. They were saying, do you know? And it was an American, took offense to the question, do you know? Because they were seeing it the same way I did. But again, it's cultural. So I think respect is, again, I just go back to saying it's a constant learning process for me.
Yeah. And that's the big barrier too. Is like a lot of cultural bombardment is a big, huge part of it. I think for some people that find their individuality and they break away from that and learn to think for themselves and not regurgitate somebody else's definitions, that's where they start to learn what respect is about.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Is Yoda there, or?
I'm here. I'm just trying to get some people in, and we're having trouble. I just want to say to V that I sent him the Google Plus. Can you get V in? Is that possible? Because
Who?
I sent him the V.
Who's?
I think she's talking about Mr. Grimm.
Mr. Grimm. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, Grim V. Oh, okay. I can try to. Yeah.
Yeah, I would personally like to just kind of hash things out,
No,
like.
I'm not allowed to invite people. It's on the thing here. I can try. Hold on.
Hey, yeah, View, you're like one of the only people I have blocked, by the way, and I got both your tunes blocked. Remember I said I got 2 people blocked? That's him.
Yeah.
Oh, so which one was the other one?
View from Outer Space. Sorry, buddy, but yeah, we don't need to go down that road again.
Where is?
Solutions.
Okay, I have it. I have this thing, hun. I can send it. Oh wait, he doesn't have his. You did have Hangouts as an option. Grim, you don't have like a Hangout thing on your thing to send you messages. I'll try your other one. There you have it on this one.
Shall I put the link in the description? Or is it gonna go crazy in here?
There you go. I sent it to the one with the image of the Saturn, so you can see it. What about respect when...
Oh, okay, he gave us an email here. I'm gonna send it to his email.
Hi, Renaissance.
Hello,
Hi.
hello.
Hey,
Hey.
Renaissance, I don't know you. Hi, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Brilliant, brilliant. Very well, brilliant picture. Thank you for coming here. Can you talk to us about a bit of yourself, because I don't know you personally.
Okay, well, I mean, everyone thinks I'm the devil, but I'm not the devil. I'm actually a good guy, and yes, you all know me.
I knew it.
This is
I knew it
this
too.
is relax.
Are you the View?
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about it. We are here. We're talking about respect. So I respect your perspective. So we can go on from there. Yeah.
Yeah, so about the respect thing, I was listening to a radio show, and it was a Native American on it, and he was talking about how he had an issue with we have a team here called the Washington Redskins, and Redskin is actually a derogatory term. And the guy was talking about how that affects him when he hears that. So I turned it off, and then I turned it back on because I told myself, I'm like, how disrespectful can I be that I cannot actually listen to another's gripes, or I don't want to say gripes, another's position on something that only affects them, and I expect them to listen to something that affects me. And at that time, I told myself, if someone has a complaint, I will always listen, because how do I expect people to listen to my complaints when they are specific to me, when I don't listen to theirs when they are specific to them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I believe in giving chances to people. Okay, and I believe in listening to others. Now, if they keep disrespecting me, then it's my responsibility to walk away.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Yoda. I went through that recently, and somebody was just constantly being very disrespectful, so I chose to just walk away. So I totally understand that, and that's one of the best things that we can do for ourselves if we have to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing within everybody when we're trying to achieve the things that are good for us all, not just the things that are good for me or good for you or vice versa, we need to have things that are great for us all. And I see in the way that when we go to discuss those things, we get trapped up in discussing what we might not like about someone else, because that's easier to see than to actually come to an agreement of what we can all get along with, you know?
Right. Can you, because I didn't understand completely, and I want to be clear with what you said, can you say it in a little bit different way? Because I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. We get trapped up in the drama. We get trapped up in the tabloid mumbo jumbo,
Yeah.
with things with everybody. There's something about everybody on the panel that I can say I don't like. And there's a shitload of things people on the panel say they don't like about me. But what's most important is, what can we agree on? What can we agree on? That's all we should be discussing.
Yes, I agree with that. Can you say your name? Renaissance?
The View from Outer Space.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll call you View, okay?
Renaissance.
View, I agree with that. And I personally, I don't know what happened between you guys, but you haven't done anything to disrespect me in particular. So you're welcome here as long as there's no,
Yeah.
as long as we respect each other
Keep the peace.
and we discuss, because I like discussion. Let me show my face because I like showing my face.
You have a beautiful face.
Thank you. I don't like showing my face because it's beautiful. I like showing my face so you can see my expressions and you can see me as a person. So
Can I say something to
as
Grim?
long 1 second, because I
Yes.
haven't even introduced him yet and I haven't welcomed him, and I respect him a lot. So I want to welcome Grim and Kenny. Grim,
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm good, love. You're welcome. You're very welcome here, always.
Nice.
You're welcome, Grim.
Hey,
Yo.
what's up, Robert?
¿Qué
I didn't even see
pasó?
you on there. I haven't even
Can
looked.
I-
I was looking at myself. I'm like, oh shit, I don't got a shirt on. Yeah.
Hey, Grim.
I
Grim, I just
remembered,
want
but I
to say
forgot.
something to you.
What's up, man?
I think you are the most spot-on motherfucker on YouTube. I'm gonna be dead honest. I hate your attitude. I think you're an asshole. And as far as attitude, but intelligence, there's stuff that you said that's resonated with stuff that I've thought, and I was like, this guy is on point. You remember a while ago, I sent you the invitation because I said we should start a panel of people that doesn't necessarily agree with each other, but we agree on the certain things. And you were one of those people. You were the first person I thought of. Now, we might not get along, bro, but I think you're so freaking intelligent, and you know, it's always the people who know the most are always the jerkiest, you know? Because I know how it is dealing with people when you're trying to show them this, and it's like, oh, you took the nice guy route, now it's like, okay, we gotta take the mean guy route. But dude, you're intelligent, dude, and you actually know what you're talking about. One person has said something about metaphysics, and then they said something about I can't remember, but they contradicted themselves, and I caught it. I wasn't on microphone, but you caught it, and you were the only person that caught it, and it was so profound. And I thought to myself, this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about. So yeah, hats off.
Thank you, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, you know, I appreciate that. Affirmation is nice. You know, it's a hard struggle out here, and I do bump heads with people. Yeah, it's just like that. I'm short-tempered or whatever, impatient. I know there's so much confusion to go on, and to just listen to somebody's noise after I've heard all the noise is wasting my time going backwards. So it's not that I'm trying to be an asshole. It's I'm trying to be like self-preservation mode, you know, conserve my
It's the
energy.
crest of genius.
Hey,
Guys,
Yoga,
I want to, yes, Influence.
I just wanted to let you know I'm going to log out of here, but you guys all have a good one, okay?
You too.
That's
Thanks
fine.
for working so
And
hard to
thank you
send
so
me.
much, Influence, for joining me today. And I respect you a lot, and I love you.
Yeah, peace out, Influence. You have a great night.
Thanks for sending
I
me.
want to introduce Kenneth. Kenneth is my friend. I know him personally. He doesn't have a picture right now, but it's okay. Kenneth, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Hey, Kenneth.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
You're
I don't have
very
my-
welcome here.
Well, thank
Sorry,
you.
you're cutting. We cannot hear you very well.
Okay, I don't have my headphones on, so it might be a little hard to hear me.
Oh, that's fine. We can hear you fine. You're welcome here, and I want you to meet Mr. V, the guy next to you. Let's say it that way. You, Robert, and Truth.
So,
I don't know if you
Hey,
met
yeah.
them before.
How you doing, Kenneth? My dad's
Hey, I'm
name.
good.
Yeah. Kenneth is. Kenny, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself, what you do, so people can
Oh,
get to know you?
I Just contemplate consciousness, play music, and work, pretty much. It's my deal. Nothing too. But I did have some things to say about the concept of respect.
Of course, and I have, yeah, go ahead.
I think it's important. I'm not really sure how to word it, but when we discredit the validity of someone else's perspective, that's the same as saying that their experiences aren't true. And I think a lot of disrespect stems from that. When you say that someone, it doesn't really matter what their perspective is, but when you discredit it, it's just, it's just as saying as the experiences that they've had in their life aren't valid for some reason, because that's how you gain.
As true as that might be, it's not that saying, it's not that discrediting it is disrespectful. It's how one goes about it. That's what it is. I mean, if you respect the fact that they haven't experienced certain things and then try to teach them, then that's a respectful thing to do. But to out and out say that somebody's wrong just because, that in itself is disrespectful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm a little disrespectful because I like it cutting right to the point instead of going with all that soft talk. I usually am like, yeah, absolutely wrong, but let's move on.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I love you anyways.
Okay. Yeah, but you need one in every group there, Grim. Yeah. You need one in every group.
I know now. I'm kind of a sharp tack. I poke people.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we can hear you.
Cool. I was having
cloned yourself for a second.
I want to say something before. I'm sorry about that. About Kenny. Kenny, for me, you hit that on the spot, because sometimes it's okay to be like V and kind of. I don't believe V is disrespecting anyone, because I believe that he really cares about other people. He just wants to show them with a different way. So.
Right.
Kenny, I'm sorry in the past if I pushed you a little bit. Okay.
No, I mean, I think it's okay. Not necessarily agree with something.
I think we're glad we have come at this point, right? We're both happy about it.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think I don't think you necessarily have to agree with someone's perspective, but I think it's important to recognize it as valid and come to an understanding, and that's what respect to me is all about.
You know what I think?
It's valid until. Sorry, I'll say that and you go. Go ahead. It's valid until they realize what you're talking about. Then they see your perspective.
Right.
View. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you. I think we have all been turned into like chatty patties. We all agree on the same stuff. We all agree. I don't think anyone can bring up anything that we can say we don't agree on that. Like if I say I think that everybody should be paid, no matter what their job is, a reasonable pay so they can sustain a quality life. I don't think anyone okay, I didn't put numbers out there. Let's say $25,000 a year. I don't know how much it is over there, but I'm just saying in American and Canadian, $25,000 a year. If we can agree that that's comfortable and that we can all agree upon that. But it's like the stuff that we disagree with and we disrespect each other in that, it's all like stupid stuff that like can be overlooked. You know what I mean? Stuff like it's just really stupid stuff, man. It's really stupid stuff. We don't necessarily disrespect each other. We just don't know what we're actually doing at times.
Right. I don't think we really know what it looks like to be in a state of like complete. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to really.
I call it cultural regurgitation, like when you preach back what other people have basically just indoctrinated you with. I mean, when you can break away from that and start to see it yourself and see the sense or see the logic in what is to be respected, that's when you start to actually become your own person.
And
has anybody broke down the word respect?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yoda did that. Yoda did that, yes.
Okay, I missed it.
But, okay, I wanted to say to Mr. Grimm, I mean, me and you have had our bouts and shit, man, but, like, You know, in the end, we truly are, I believe, on the same side. You know, we're both against the New World Order or whatever you want to call it. We both have our different perspectives on it. But man, I don't have anything against you as a person, and I know, and I do want to apologize to you personally. You know, I know I was in the wrong with what I've done personally, and I'd like to apologize on that fact, regardless of what you want to take from that. You know, I do hope you see that I am just a real person. I know you may not necessarily even like me, man, but you know, there's a lot of crazy shit happening out there, dude, and
this is not a
you know,
personal. This is not a personal thing for me out here, like with individuals like that, like when you get mad or whatever. This is more like, well, it's personal, but it's more like this. If I see somebody I think is hurting other people, I hurt that person.
Well, you know,
Bully for the bull.
on
You know
that
what I mean?
topic, you know, I would like to add, you know, I think maybe misunderstanding was happening. You know, I jumped off the gun a little bit. I went off the deep end. I had a lot of personal things going in my life, and it affected what I was speaking. But you know, I am
not
truly
affected by
here.
you. Truth. I mean, literally, I'm not mad at you. I don't have that. You know,
Well, can we at least say that we're cool, man? That's all I want, man.
I've always been able to say I'm cool.
The one actually,
Just kidding.
truth. The one, respectfully so. The one thing I haven't heard you say though is sorry to all the up and comers into the truth movement that believed everything that you said, and then you turned around and did a 180 and completely compromised that belief structure.
Well, I'll go ahead and say it right now. You know, I am sorry to all the up and comers because, you know, I did try to hold a certain aim of integrity, I guess, and I did fall through on what I did. You know, and personally, again, it does come down to a lot of personal issues I was having in my life. But again, you know, I feel how I feel. I'm not gonna rehash anything. But I do feel like I more or less let some people down out there who saw me a certain way, and you know, again, we are all human. We all make mistakes.
And that was my biggest beef with you. That was my biggest beef with you all along.
And you know, I'm glad Garbage Media is here too, because I'd like to apologize to him too. You know, shit went down, man.
And also, welcome Garbage Media.
Hey, GB, how you doing, buddy?
Jimmy,
Hey.
Jim. Hey,
Yeah,
thank you for coming on my show. Thank you so much.
Hey, sorry, my audio's blipping out. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Hey,
But
Robert,
yeah.
where's my apology, bro?
You getting on for this?
Yeah, well, when I unban you, that'll be your apology, but
Come
don't cause
on,
a
don't
shit.
do that. Causing crap.
It's gotta
Bro.
be. Hey, respect is earned
You were
after you
drunk.
lose it.
Can I
And you
say
were an
something real quick,
asshole.
guys? I want to say, I really more than it sounds. I know I don't get. I don't look like. I don't take compliments well, you know. But I've got to remember to. That's something I'm working on. And I want to thank you for kind words. Especially you, Resistance, because you had
Resist.
you know, the view there.
Yeah.
You got a lot to say, yeah. And I was really fucking straight up rude to you because your situation, Freemasonry background. I'm not trying to hear it.
Hey, I'm
And
joining
I'm still not
the
trying to
Elks
hear
next
it.
week.
Don't talk about that shit around me, bro. We won't get along at all.
Yeah, I have to be honest. When you said
Wait,
about
let me finish. I don't mean
Freemasonry.
to be rude. Yoda, let me finish.
Oh yeah,
because
sorry.
Yeah, because it sounded like I just went backwards from where I was going. I'm trying to go in the positive direction. I cut backwards on the end of it there.
I thought you finished there. I'm sorry about that. Continue.
You're right. It sounded like it because I went backwards. But yeah, instead of going backwards, I just want to say that was pretty big of you. I appreciate that. And yeah, as far as truth undenied, don't let it bother you too much, man. Just keep moving forward, dude. I already know. If I thought you were bad, I'd be all over your shit all day.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, so you're not. It's in my book.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
Man.
thanks for that,
Just
man. I do appreciate that.
Well, one of the things with the truth, I would say, is like I don't think anyone really had a problem with you. In fact, I think a lot of people had a lot of respect for you, and then suddenly, and that, I guess the respect aspect comes into play is if you're willing to like take down your channel and stuff, like, well, then it just shows like a lack of respect for what you built so far,
Well, see,
and
but
the
we
audience that you have, and the people that you actually have influence. You have some influence over their perspective or
sure.
their lives and shit. So.
Well, I'd like to add on that, because I think that, I do agree, absolutely with what you guys are saying. But as far as removing my channel, I think that it was something that was needed. I felt like my direction was going stale, and I needed to go in a new direction.
You had
Shamanism.
you had to make room for 5 more accounts. No, I'm just joking.
But, as far as the shamanism thing, that is something that I've been into for about 10 years now. And, it's something that really changed my life. And I see a lot of misconceptions on it. And that, I think my heart's in that. And I think that we all have to go with what our heart's in. And whether or not we all agree with it, it is truly about where your heart lies. And that's for me personally. And, again, I do apologize to anybody out there. I did offend because I know I've built some people up to respect me and to the channel that I did do. That is the person I am. I'm not anything but myself. Everybody will make mistakes. Everybody gets frustrated, and everybody loses it sometimes. But again, like you said, Grim, it's all about moving forward. It's all about going in that right direction, and that is truly what I'm trying to do, and that's the only reason I'm here right now.
I have to say something now because of this. Truth, I didn't know that you took down your channel, and I totally respect it's your life, your choices, your opinion. But from my side, I noticed that whenever I deleted something I wrote or something like that, because people are listening to us, yeah. And when you delete something, it doesn't mean because you're be forward right now that something is speaking and is resonating with someone else so they can see your journey. And if we're really doing this for others, when we're doing this for others, we should leave all of our, even if we write something while we're angry, oh fuck you, oh blah blah blah, they can understand that this is the stages that you have to go through to get to today.
Yeah.
So
I haven't
when
deleted
they
any of my shows.
yeah, 1 second, I'll finish. When they go through the stages, they will realize, oh, so that was a stage that she went through too. So I'm not any kind of weird, or this is a normal kind of stage that people go through when they go through this self-development, self-realization beat. That's all I wanted to say. Continue, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't deleted a single one of my shitty shows.
Yeah.
I only have one shitty show.
Your shows were there for a reason, Robert. And for you and for others. A reason for you and a reason for others. View, did you want to say something?
Yeah, Truth. What's up, bro? How's it going, man?
How's it going,
I didn't
man?
know that was you. Man, it's going, bro. It's going. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, it's just like I don't know. I guess my big problem with everything is the group thing. I just want people to think for themselves, and that truly is my big message: is please think for yourselves. That's the only thing I want from anyone, and I don't want that to be misconstrued, because that is truly the message of everything I've ever done. Please think for yourselves. That's all I ask of anyone, and I'll leave it on that.
I want to talk about a trip I took to California. I'm from Vegas, if anybody knows me, from the V. But I took a trip to California, and I don't condone drug use, children, before I even say this. I took a trip to California, and I went to, where the hell was I? What's that famous beach? What's that famous beach? It slipped my mind that quick. Venice Beach. I went to Venice Beach, and I was high on painkillers, and I had like the best Cali weed ever, man. That shit, I was flying. I don't know if you've ever mixed those together, but shit. So, and I looked at the ocean, and I just wanted to dive in and be alone, you know? And no, I didn't notice anybody around me. It was just me and the ocean. And I say that to say groupthink is difficult to get away from, especially since everything you do in your life it involves groupthink. You know, when you go get a burger from the fast food joint, they're groupthinking it. They're passing that frequency and that energy on to you. You know, everything we do when we come in and we, you know, talk with our family, you know, everybody projects something onto us. So, I mean, unless we all say, okay, we're going to go take a trip and be by ourselves and discover who we really are and what we really want, it's going to be hard to break free. I mean, every journey, every story about somebody finding who they really are involves them going out into the wild or being by themselves. So
That's
it's
probably
difficult in this
something each and
world.
every one of us have in common, and no one admits it. We're a lot alike, and you don't realize it. You don't. I spend a lot of time by myself. I like it that way.
Yeah,
Same here.
I don't like because I argue. I don't get along with anybody's fucking viewpoints on anything around me, unless they're more educated, and then they don't like me because of my demeanor. Because more educated people suspect a specific demeanor out of you. So I can't hang with the dummies. I
Well,
can't
that
hang
is
with
kind
the
of true,
educated people.
though. I mean, when you know the people you're dealing with, it's like you got to put on. You got to put it on, man. Like
And I don't.
when I go and do business, I hate these people. They're the fucking scum of the earth. But I realize that if I want what they have, and I want to use that to better me and my group, that I'm gonna be nice to them. I'm gonna throw it on. I'm gonna be fake as, hey, how's it going? Yeah, my name is yada yada yada. Ha 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 ha. I'm gonna laugh at as many corny jokes. Sometimes you have to do that to get the point through, to get it across, because how we feel is not as important as the message.
Yeah, I'm talking about people like
Exactly.
I painted for, like George Maloof, you know, the dude who owns the Kings out here. He owns the Reigns in Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
He lives right there in Henderson. I
Maloof
painted his
Brothers.
house. Yeah, I painted his house.
I met that guy.
Joyce and
Well, them.
George and Joyce, their house in Henderson. I painted it.
Guys, I want to tell you that we have another 15 minutes because I have some things to do today.
Oh,
And I want to hear Garbage a little bit as well.
yeah, hi, garbage.
Garbage never talks.
He's good. I like you, Garbage.
Well, I like you guys as well, and
Just to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
thanks for installing that script, Garbage. I had a good time customizing it.
oh, awesome! I haven't checked back, and
I'm not
see
done, but
what's going on, but yeah, we should definitely check on Skype and be like, yo, what up with that? That's cool.
yeah, we'll do that after.
Sweet.
Chris,
Sounds good, man.
Garbage, take me off the block list, please.
Not gonna happen, dude. Not gonna happen.
We're in a respect room. If Rob can take me off, and he
I
views me
respect.
as the Antichrist, at least you. I miss those videos. You
All right.
do
You know, you're the anti-show view. You're the anti-show
Oh,
right now. 'Cause we haven't talked about
guys.
respect since you got here.
Can I talk? You?
Yeah.
Sometimes, sometimes we want things that other people are not agreeing to, and that should teach us something, Maybe, I don't have anything personal with you because I told you you have not disrespected me in particular. I don't know. I told you before, with all honesty, I found it weird when you said about Freemasonry. But other than that, I have not got anything, against you. But, we have to respect the want of others not to have us on their shows, or I told you you're welcome here as long as you keep it respectful, but you cannot just I cannot go around people and say, please like me, please like me. No, you don't like me, I don't care.
No,
Why?
I know what
Because
he's saying. From a different point of view, not from a like me point of view, but from a let me talk on these truth panels point of view.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Kind of different. Like if you don't like him, then we won't talk to each other. But while I'm on another show, unless the whole panel agrees that you don't belong on that show, one person, unless that person is I mean, unless the view is like chasing garbage down and, like an ex-girlfriend and completely all over his back and just hunting him and all that shit, then I could understand, we'll just block him and then no one else can really say shit.
But, everyone hates me because of the Mason
I don't know
thing.
what the problem is, but it's not this ain't my panel.
And
I mean,
remember in the beginning when I said that the reason why only a certain amount of respect is by default and the rest of it has to be earned because some people like to screw up all the time when they meet new people because they feel like they have a fresh slate. We're talking to a fresh slate right here.
There you go.
Of course, it has to be earned.
So
that makes sense.
I just want to let you guys know something before you guys find it out about me. And just like the... never mind, I didn't want to say it.
You better say it now.
I don't want to know.
I have to know now.
Okay. Grim wants to know. I'll plug my ear.
I'm joining the Elks next week. So if you guys...
Moving on up.
Moving on up to... No, it's it's all good, baby. I'm just letting you guys know so you guys don't think I'm hiding shit. That's really important to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm always
Did you get your
Mexicans
in
we are a
masters in
bit out of
Scientology?
subject, and we're a bit out of subject. I mean, we're still talking about respect, but we have taken it a little bit out of subject. So, if we continue like that, I will have to quit the show earlier. So please keep it respectful. And at the end of the day, the show is respect. So the last thing I will accept is not respect.
Well, to add in on the respect topic, I'm thankful that I've, especially Garbage Media and Grim V came in because, shit happens. People are people, and we all make mistakes. And I'm just thankful to be able to apologize. Whether it's in person, live on air, or in a private chat. I think that's the point is moving forward, and I think that's really what it's all about. And respect ties into that greatly, I think.
Do you guys like my hair?
Yeah, it looks great. I was going to mention something. It looks like you had it done.
Yeah, I did. Thank you. Thank you.
Like a Charlie's Angel.
You look great, girl.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Maybe if I talk about my hair and a little bit of girly things, maybe you guys are gonna light up a little
more.
bit, light up.
Start fighting even more.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Hey, I'm gonna fly to Greece in a month. Can I meet you?
Oh, who is that? You?
Yeah.
Oh.
We can meet in a public place. I promise, I won't sacrifice you. We can meet.
I'll get my bodyguard.
Pinky swear.
You can meet me with the whole Cyprus. I'm gonna get the whole Cyprus on your case.
You know what I'm gonna do though? You know what I'm gonna do? In September, I'm gonna take 6 months off and I'm gonna buy a car and I'm gonna just travel the whole country and I'm gonna just go and visit people. People that fucking hate me. I don't want to visit people that automatically just like me.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna start with you because you live next door.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, I'm probably one of your safer bets, man.
After you pulled a shotgun on me, like.
Dude, I ain't pulled a shotgun on you.
We're not allowed guns in Cyprus, but what we are allowed is to go hunting, and everyone goes hunting.
What's the caliber? What's the largest caliber you guys are allowed to have?
Pretty big. I don't know. My dad knows this kind of stuff. My dad and my brother and my cousins.
How many times do you have to shoot the animal before it falls? Let's say a deer.
We don't have deer years we deal with rabbits and
Oh, hell no.
one time.
Y'all hunting rabbits. That's not hunting. We hunt big game.
You can use a 395 feet per second pellet gun, 22 to take them down.
We hunt things. We hunt things here in America bigger than
I know,
humans.
but we haven't got these things here. And deers are protected here, so be careful, deer, if you come here.
You can't shoot bear out there?
We haven't got bears.
They did away with the bears 200 years ago.
So
you
is the
can't
rabbit
wear-
the largest thing
wear
you
no
can
shoes
hunt?
and go shoot?
No, we hunt bears and we hunt I don't know, because this is the two kind of stuff that
Little rabbits.
yeah.
That's so cute.
They're smaller. They're smaller, but you get a better. I don't know how to say.
So you're allowed a
the-
gun to hunt stuff that's smaller, that's about 10 times smaller than a human, if not 20.
That means we have a good.
She don't hunt.
A lot easier to fit in your trunk.
I don't hunt.
I could fit a
I
whole
don't
trunk
hunt.
full of bunny rabbits. You know, that's
I wouldn't
cannot-
call that
I
hunting.
cannot
would
hunt.
picture-
I cannot even eat them. So why would I hunt them?
yeah,
I wouldn't call that
couldn't
hunting,
hunt,
though. I
couldn't
don't know if
hunt it.
that. See, what I classify as hunting is the thing you're hunting could possibly kill you. I've never seen a person get killed by a bunny, but I'm just saying.
Is that why you want to run around and visit everybody?
The most dangerous
Hunting-
game.
I think it'd be
for
great.
food. Hunting for sport, now that's what you're talking about. But hunting for food, rabbits is the way to go, man.
Yep.
You don't want to get too much food. You can't even store it. You know,
I mean, I have freezers.
when you're out in the woods, you don't want to just take a big ass animal down. Then you got a bunch of carcass to deal with, and now you're bringing
true.
more predators towards you. So you just want to deal with what you need to deal with, a little at a time.
Practical. Yep.
True. You know,
Well,
I
that's
actually,
a mistake.
I used to hunt squirrels with a blow dart gun, and it was partially for sport, but we did eat them. I mean, we'd skin them and eat them too, you know. And it's
Yeah,
a
I did
bitch to
that
take out a
once.
squirrel with a blow dart. I mean, that's not easy.
Thank God.
Not
I'm
with a
American.
blow dart gun, no. But we did that once. Ate the squirrel. It was horrible. We cut the
Dang.
first one. We cut him wrong. I cut that piss bag.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit went everywhere. It was so nasty.
Ruins
And then
the
on the
meat.
second one, I knew what to do. Yeah, the second one I knew what to do, and we didn't do that.
You gotta soak that stuff in milk for a
Someone
day.
already.
Yeah, it still wasn't good. It was really
Yeah, but-
gross.
You ever ate humans?
Of course not, dude.
Have you?
Never would have.
I'm gonna head out. See you, Yoda. See everybody.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
exiting stage left.
I'm gonna.
I'll see you. Thanks
guys,
for having me,
give
Yoda.
you- Thank you,
Unblock
Robert.
me, Chris.
I'm
I
gonna
want to watch
close
this video.
I'm gonna close the chat right now.
It's
And
great.
thank
Yeah.
you, everyone.
Thanks for having
Thank
me
you,
on, Yoda.
Christopher. Thank you, Truth. Thank you, Robert.
Hey,
Thank
peace,
you,
guys.
Mr. V. And what can I say, you? You have come here to speak about respect, but you don't seem to respect. And I'll tell you that straight, and I'm sorry about that. So thank you, everyone. It was a great show, and
And your hair's
I
lovely.
will. Thank you so much.
She's mine.
And
Hey, who are you talking to about that last one that that person doesn't respect?
She was talking to you.
That was you, dude.
Me?
yes,
I don't think you thought that was a joke, the eating humans.
yeah, man. How can you say this stuff?
Talk about the sleuth.
Anyways, I'm not gonna continue on this. I do not accept to continue on this. So thank you, every single one of you, and thank you, because you know you're teaching me a lot of stuff without knowing, and I will continue this show in the middle of week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, something like that, when other people don't have shows on them. So I'll speak to everyone then. Have a lovely, I don't know what you guys have there, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know.
Jesus Day.
So
We'll have the whole.
Lord, Lord.